Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of G.T.E Professional Network Podcast. I'm your host, Ed Peterson. Today's date, of course, is May the 6th, 2025, as we continue our growth series for the month of May. And we're also celebrating, of course, Lupus Awareness Month. And we're also celebrating our graduates that are graduating for this month, 2025. So congratulations to all of our graduation class. And today I'm going to be talking about, again, how to build and grow your online presence utilizing your website as a marketing tool. Again, I've been getting a lot of inquiries and a lot of requests about this particular topic. So I just wanted to kind of break it down and give you some insights as to what is relevant today. Everybody who don't think they need a website today, think again. The more you see that's happening online, has been because of the fact, even when the pandemic hit us in 2020, it gave us some insights that we need to start mobilizing things on an internet base. Why? Because we couldn't go out, things were happening, and this gave us a test. Now, actually, back in the day, when the internet booming was still getting more momentum and building up momentum, a lot of people were asking, can I have a business online? Can I build a business online? And what would that look like? Well, most of the big box brands had online stores where you can order and have it shipped directly to you. Or you can order it, have it shipped directly to you, or you can pick it up at the store. And they made it convenient for you because we are a society of convenience, believe it or not. We are a society of convenience. And so when you look at what's happening today and speeding up now, here we are 2025, and everybody's still asking the same question: what can I do to build my business bigger? And where can I go to send out information to my target market? Well, again, your website is your home base. But let me give you something back in it that was talked about, and let me give you some insight to give it a little bit more clarity. Believe it or not, in 20 BCE, the Roman Emperor Augustus erected the Millennium Aureum, a monument that symbolized the starting point for the road system that spread throughout Italy and the rest of the Roman Empire. From this system, the phrase, all roads lead to Rome, was coined. When it comes to your web development, your website is the Millennium Aureum, the pivotal point at which all your digital marketing efforts begin and end. Even with all the trends surrounding YouTube, social media, email marketing, and mobile advertising, none of these platforms create more potential leads or present a more professional image than your website. It's an online headquarters of your operation and should always be the end game of every promotional strategy and marketing channel. And I want to give you some more insights. I've been doing web design and marketing for the past, since 2008. So over 17 years, I've been doing this. And I have seen nothing but growth upon growth because business owners have basically mastered the opportunity to present their website on their marketing campaigns. Understanding, again, the 5 P's of marketing. Again, it's all about the people, the product, the price, the place, and the promotion. And understanding what's relevant today and how do we reach our target market, engage our target market in the products and services that we provide in the marketplace. And so you want to kind of keep that in mind when it comes to building your business online. Even if you have a brick and mortar location, it doesn't matter. Your goal is to present it to the masses. And now you're not only building your business locally, but you're building your business nationwide and then internationally. So you can reach more people And it does collapse time frames, so you don't spend a lot of time on putting together just advertising at your particular brick and mortar location. But you also can have an online e-commerce website that brings to you customers where they can purchase the items online, have it shipped directly to them. And again, if you have a brick and mortar location, you can have them to pick it up at your store. Convenience is the key. Your website should be convenient enough for people to go there, look at what they want to purchase, and go ahead and purchase that item. And then you give them the time frame when they can get the item. And you want to keep that consistent. Your content is going to be key too. Because again, content creates volume, believe it or not. So I want to go to this level here. Strategy number one is that you want to direct all marketing efforts back to your website. I'm going to say that again. Direct all marketing efforts back to your website. With all the benefits of using social media or email to get the word out about your product or services, they are only a fraction of the digital marketing strategy. It's not the whole game. Or at least they should be basically consistent when it comes to how you want to share that information. But you should be using every available marketing channel to increase traffic back to the website, back to your website. Now, we do web design and marketing here at Global Touch Enterprise. Again, I've been doing this for the past 17 years. I've reached a lot of clients across the country, and I'm super excited that I'm able to assist them in reference to how to build and grow their network in the area where they do business. And we talk about building up communities of growth and making sure that we continue to present things that's going to be relevant in the marketplace. And so when it comes to that, you want to basically have a simple informational website with great content and basically giving them the full story of what you do. Telling a story on your website is also key. And you want to keep that in mind when it comes to sharing information on social media, as well as sharing it through email marketing that you're going to be doing, and any digital marketing with your flyers, sending it out to everybody, and making sure your campaigns are done consistently. If your campaigns are ran consistently, you won't have to worry about trying to figure out, well, did they get it? Did they not get it? You'll get an immediate response. And again, it has to point back to your website. This is why we have forms on our websites, so that way people can fill them out, and basically we can immediately respond to them in reference to any questions or any inquiries they have in reference to the product or service that you're providing. But you also need to educate them on your business, where they are very well noted exactly what it is you do, why you're doing what you're doing, and how it can benefit them in the process. Again, we are a society of convenience. And being a society of convenience, what is it? Is convenient enough for them to go to your website and look at the product and service you're providing, and then basically making a decision as to say, well, ooh, okay, they're selling a book, or they're basically sharing information that's going to assist me in what I'm trying to do in my business. If you're doing B2B, business to business, or B2C, business to customers, or you're doing a little bit of both, then you want to have a lane for each group. Business to business and business to customers. So that way you can have a roadmap for them to follow and get to the end result of what you want them to do. And it's all about the results. Are they getting good results with what you're having or what you're providing? Are you sharing that information consistently? Is it going to be something where people can go on your website and say, oh, okay, I got it. Let me go ahead and do this and get out the way. Because again, attention spans are short today, believe it or not. And so since everyone's attention spans are short, guess what you have to do? You have to do that. Be short and to the point. Don't be long-winded, but to the point of what you're trying to address here. And again, when people look at your website, is it professional? You got the header, the body, and the footer of the website. What does it look like? Do you have a video posting about the product and service you're providing? Is it professional enough where people can look at it and say, oh, okay, are you like a big box brand? Even though you're a small business growing into that level, is it professional looking enough where people can go there and trust the fact that you're okay? And then also, do you have a secure socket layer, or SSL we call it in our world, where it's secure enough where people, if you have an e-commerce website, is it secure where they won't have to worry about utilizing their debit or credit card information for the process or make a payment on your website? And so you have to look at what's relevant today. And is your website telling a story? Do you have what it takes to share the information about your business, who you are as the owner of that business? And just like we do grand openings, remember those back in the day? We used to do all brick and mortar locations, do grand openings, they had the big banners and all that on their storefront. Well, same principle rule apply here. When are you going to launch your grand opening of your new business, your new website? And every year I start over, I relaunch my business. And the reason why I do that is because I'm looking for newcomers, new people that haven't heard about me. And the existing people that do know about me, they know exactly that I'm evolving to another level and getting to the fact of the matter that this is what I want to present and showcase to the world about my product and service that I'm providing in the marketplace. Again, the marketplace is vast, but what industries are still relevant and what industries are dying? That's not relevant today. And are you caught up with what's happening today? Of course, AI is popular. Automation is popular. Making sure that you continue to update your website with great content is popular. And making sure that you continue to showcase what you're doing day by day. This has to be done daily. You can't sometime and say, well, I'll do it one day and maybe next week I'll bring it back up again. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of these businesses don't grow and they don't showcase enough information for their general public or their target market. And people get uninterested in it because you're not sure. Last I look at your website, man, you have stuff on there since 1989. Well, you know what I mean by that. Websites wasn't that big back then. Well, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, if you got old content that you haven't updated in a long time, believe me, people, it's time to update it. Don't beat around the bush. Stay consistent on your content. Whether you post it on social media, if you're going through the search engines and you're doing it through Google, Yahoo, or Bing, then you want to have that content as well, consistent. And if you're on other platforms, I'm on Yelp, and I'm also doing a lot of other Manta. I'm on Manta. I'm on that platform. And if there's articles written about you, you want the magazines to have good content for that. This gives you exposure. You can never have too much of it, but you want to have the right type of it, not the wrong type of exposure, or the ones that don't get you far. Your website is your search engine because people are going to be looking for stuff on your website consistently. If you're not updating it correctly or on a regular basis, and especially if you being a part of retail, and all of these, affiliates programs, and everybody's jumping in there making good money in affiliates. But again, what is your inventory looking like? What's the most popular inventory you have? And how do you build up that momentum with your inventory? How do you showcase it? Do you have models? And me being in that part of that world, I was a talent scout at the time, working for Talents International here in Houston, but it gives you some insights as to how you represent the brand, how you represent the items you're selling on a regular, consistent basis. Notice you don't have to spend a whole lot of money today to do all that. You can do it yourself. And basically, AI can help you with that. Now, we're talking about basically utilizing products and services to your end users, but again, how do we reach to them? How do we get it to them consistently, regularly? You notice your business as a brick and mortar location, if you have one, you have specific hours from open to close. Your website doesn't have specific hours for open and close. It's open 24/7. Meaning that people can shop at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and still you making money while you sleep. Do you understand the purpose of all of that? Do you really get it? Well, Ed, I got a website, but I ain't doing much with it. Okay, let's start with the basics. Who is your target market? What are you representing in the marketplace? What product or service that you're providing? And then who are you trying to get this out to? In reference to your marketing campaigns, are you putting one together? What does your content look like? What is your story that you're telling on your website? Are you collecting information and feedback from your customers that originally purchased from you? What are you giving them? Are you utilizing their talents to share and use them as runners? Because if you're giving quality customer service, which I always recommend that highly, giving good quality customer service, you're going to have customers for life. I have people that I built websites for when I first started back in 2008 that I still have to this day. And they still refer people to me because of the fact that I'm able to help them reach their goal in reference to what they wanted to do with their website and getting their target market. The forums that we have, if you go out to events, are you hosting any events for your business? That's the first thing. You got to entertain to be entertained to get the traffic that you want. You can't be dull and boring about what you offer in the marketplace. And you sure can't be dry with it and just be like, well, you know, it is, and just throw up and see what sticks. That ain't going to work either. So here's strategy number 2. Use organic search and ads to improve your online visibility. Now, when I say organic, people are like, well, Ed, what are you talking about? Well, organic search is the primary source of all website traffic, meaning that it's coming from you. Who is it coming from? It's not a copy and paste kind of thing. It's originating from my source of information that I want to present in the marketplace to tell people what I'm doing. Therefore, if you're not optimizing your website or visibility, inevitably your competition is taking all of your potential leads, your search engine optimization, we call SEOs, and search engine marketing, we call SEMs, are the heart of digital marketing, giving the site basically leverage in your industry. And I've dabbed into it, you know, growing up. I mean, I've dabbed into a lot of different industries, believe me. So a lot of the industries that I thought I was going to be good at or working into and saying all this and all of that, I just said, let me take a back seat and let me look at what I really want to do. Well, when I was in high school, I wanted to be a football player. Well, that didn't work out. When I got to college, I decided, my dad talking about military, I'm like, nah, I'm going to get my education, get my degree, which I was a geek, so I studied electronics. Got good at it, worked for major companies, Zenith to Motorola to Hewlett Packard in Chicago, up north where I'm from. And so when I got into that space, I stayed in that space, and I'm in that space to this day. Global Touch Enterprise is a technology company. Right. But I stayed in that space because I knew this was something that was going to continue to evolve, as I get my understanding of what's relevant today. Remember, when was the last time you seen a VCR? When was the last time you seen a cassette player? When was the last time you seen an 8-track tape? I'm going back now. So you begin to understand technology is going to continue to evolve with or without you. Do you want to be ahead of the curve or you want to be behind? Of course you don't want to be behind. Nobody does. It's like you in grade school. Did you want to fail and get left behind and then you have to repeat the same year again? No. For our graduates, we want to continue to encourage you guys to continue to keep learning. No matter how old you get, you're going to always be learning. Be able. Always be learning every day. I'm a student. I'm going to stay a student of what I'm in my industry, of what I'm learning day by day. So I have books. I'm a bookworm too. I have a lot of books. But I'm learning it because it's relevant, and I keep my clients up to date because they're not going to study this stuff. It's up to me. It's my business. And if you have a business, then you need to stay up and relevant to what's relevant in your business. And whatever industry you're tapping into, you need to learn more about that industry. Is it growing? What nuances do you have? What technologies are you applying to your business regularly? Software. I have software. And before that, I had to learn about it, becoming Microsoft certified back in the day in the 90s, and understanding what Microsoft had to offer. And so as we begin to evolve and learn as we earn, your job is to make sure as a business owner, as a servant leader in the marketplace, to give factual, truthful information to your end users on a regular, consistent basis, and being straight and real with them. No sugarcoat. Don't need to beat around the bush. If I have it, you have it. And this is my price for having it. But getting back to that, there are dozens of tools available that you can help you optimize your website. Digital marketing has taken a whole nother level. Marketing, period, has really taken a big dive into oblivion, meaning that when I say that, it has grown so much that everybody and anybody is tapping into how they market their business regularly, consistently. And those who are successful in it are making big money on a regular basis. And those who are not successful in it haven't really tapped into their industry as it should be, and what marketing campaigns that they need to run, but you have to be short to the point. You can't be, again, long-winded with it and drawn out and boring with it. You have to entertain. You got to have something exciting for people to want to go and check you out. If you don't, you're going to be left behind. I'm sorry. But we have also tools to help you build your business online consistently. These tools you should be implementing regularly into your fold of business. As you're supposed to know how to conduct yourself as a business owner, then you ought to be learning as you earn on a regular basis. If you're doing this business by yourself, or do you have a team of people with you in your business, or do you have a board or whoever, you want to kind of get your collective minds together. And you want to grow your business consistently together. So we have the following things that you can use. And I'm going to just throw out a couple of them because I don't need to. It's a big list. And I'm not going to go all 40, 50 titles of lists to give you that. But the number one thing that's really been, everybody's been asking about is the Google AdWords. And Google AdSense and Google Ads, period. Well, Google has been the top notch for everybody pivot point as far as what they follow as marketing. You got HubSpot too, which is another company that does a lot of marketing that you can learn there too on HubSpot. But here's one thing I can say, SEM Rush, that's another one. And that's also, you can utilize that on your website, SEM Rush. And so when you talk about search engine marketing, that's what we call SEM, search engine marketing. That's another tool that you can use on your website. But Google AdWords, keywords, when you're doing SEOs, it has to be flooded with information about the industry, your business, your personal effects of what you're doing, and it's going to be common and consistent across the board. It's like a run-on sentence. And basically, people that can talk and talk and talk and never stop. I can be like that sometimes too, but I'm not going to say that. But anyway, you can do that, run-on sentencing. But it's a repetitiveness that catches the worm. And the more you repeat, the better you get. You update everything. Everything is updated. And so you want to make sure that in addition to the numerous SEO strategies that you can try to obtain and get, and a lot of people ask me, Ed, what do I need to do to add to this thing? And everybody's asked me, I said, check me out on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be training on these things because I'm getting all these inquiries. On my website, people are filling out the forms and asking me questions, which I'm thankful for. Thank you all for doing that, because I guided them to do that. In order for me to help you, you got to fill out some information so I can know what it is I need to do to help you. So if I don't have that information, I can't help you. So instead of you emailing it to me, go to my website. Notice I'm pointing people to my website to fill out the form and ask inquiries, questions in reference to their business. And if they want website reviews, which I do website reviews, the same risk principle rule apply. But now I'm getting more traffic on my website. That's your home base. You don't have to email me. You can email me fine. But I want you to go to the website. You can do that too. The form is there on the home page. But everybody has multiple pages of their website, which is fine. But hyperlinking is also the key. I've been saying that for a number of years now, and I've been talking to them about that. And I'm going to do another teaching about hyperlinks and what it all entails and how important it is to have it. So you can guide people. When you're posting on social media, there should be a hyperlink somewhere in there or a QR code, one of the two. And if you have all of these again, tools, one of my favorite nonprofit organizations is Habitat for Humanity. The reason why I love that nonprofit organization is because you have strangers coming together, building homes for low-income families. But here's the catch. You're learning a skill, a tool, something that's going to benefit people on a regular basis. And so with that being said, it gives us an opportunity to learn how to building properly, and becoming a good, wise master builder. And when you're building your business, you're doing the same exact thing. Getting people to understand what it is you're sharing and offering in the marketplace, and you're building a customer base or a client base based on if you're doing B2B or B2C or both. And you're giving your website a physical look of people going to it on a regular daily basis. This is how we grow. I'm going to say this. Let's look at some of the businesses that we have out here. And you can probably look at what you think your website look like on a comparison to the same. Look at the industry you're in. Look at their websites. Are the same people doing the same thing that you're doing in the marketplace? Notice the differences there. I look at my competitors, which I don't have any really, because all web designers and developers, we're all cool. We ain't in that stretch. I know a lot of web designers here in Houston, and I got some in Chicago. I know some in California and Florida and so forth, and Atlanta. And we talk. And everybody's asking. We have a little forum that we do, Geek Squad kind of forum, like what Best Buy does with the Geek Squad. But anyway, there's a lot of reference points to how do we build a site based on what the client wants, based on their personal effects and who they are as an individual. Because every site that I build and design, it has to be on the same effects of that individual person that I'm building it for. You have to have your personal effects, your personality into the site. How you talk, how you represent, how you present yourself in the marketplace. And so I go by that. Your color schemes, your themes, your logo, your brand. How do you brand yourself properly so that people know you're like, oh, okay. When they see that logo, they see that design, they know that's you. It's a personal effect to that. So strategy number, last thing, I'm going to share this and we can literally wrap it up because there's a lot of this and I'm going to kind of run through it a little bit for you guys. But give your website a physical look. Go through your pages. Be a consumer. Be a consumer of your own website and follow what your consumers will follow. Is it navigationally sound? 1. Is it mobile friendly? 2. Because we're using our phones more than anything now. So if your website is not mobile friendly, you're out of pocket right now. And you need to get in step. So, and then also, what presentations are you putting on your website? How are you presenting yourself to people that go to your website online? Do you have a video? Do you have images? Do you have links where people can go to click and get to the point that you want them to get to? Remember this. If I'm taking a trip from Houston to Chicago, I need to know what road to take to get there. And then how long will it take me to get there? I already have the vehicle, but how do I get there? What routes to take? I'm navigating myself to find out how to get to Chicago at the most quickest point from Houston. Now, it's a 15-plus hour trip driving. So there are some points I'm going to maybe want to stop at and chill if I'm getting a little tired or from driving. But the main point is I'm basically looking at a way to get to point A to point B. The same thing with your website. People have to know you have to guide them to navigate them on where you want them to go. Quite simple. If you, again, want people to buy things on your website, your e-commerce site, then you want them to go to your store. Now, I'm okay. On my workshops, I'm putting together, I have a workshop coming up May the 17th here in Houston. And it's going to be at my office at 2600 South Gessner, Suite 420. For all the local Houstoners or Houstonians, you want to come out and check me out at my workshop. I'm going to be sharing more of this information where you can basically learn as you earn and how to utilize your website as a marketing tool. But let's look at the website and giving yourself an opportunity to utilize it properly in the workplace and in the marketplace. It's your business. And in your business, you want to make sure you have all the things you need to grow your business. The tools that I just described are partial to what you need to have on an internet-based business. My business is strictly internet-based. So you can go to my website at globaltouchenterprise.net and you'll see everything that I'm doing there. And videos I have on there, part of this as well will be there, as I continue to educate and uplift the importance of it. Because everybody is using other people's information and sites and they tagging along and tagging with other people. Why not have your own? Ownership is key. Representation of self is key. You're not an island. Can't do it all by yourself. But you can grow with people that are showing you the route to take to get there. If somebody showed me this years ago, brother, I would have been, sister, I would have been on that a long time ago. Been there, been happy, and been chilling. But some things you just have to learn for yourself. You have to do for yourself. And you don't want to stop learning, ever. That's what you say back in the day. Ever. So, but you want to kind of keep it, again, simple. Make sure that your website is on point when you do your physical look of your website, and you go through your pages, you go through the links, you go through everything that you need to go through so you can see how they're navigating your site. Use your mobile phone first. If your website is not mobile friendly, you're out of pocket. So go to my website and fill out the form. Go to globaltouchenterprise.net, fill out the form, and basically take a look and tell me what you got so I can look at your website. Ask anything you want to ask. There's no slow questions, no crazy questions. Just go ahead and fill out the form. It's on my homepage. And so when you go there, you'll begin to see everything that I do, everything that I've put together for my other clients, and how I'm continually utilizing and assisting them to reach their end goals with marketing campaigns that I put together for them, because we do web design and marketing. Because a lot of people don't know how to do the marketing part, and then they don't have the time to do the marketing part. So if you don't have if you're doing this all by yourself, you don't have a team, then we can be a part of your team and help you do that. So that's another thing. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, improve your user experience and your user interface. We call it in this world UX. And UX is what we call it, user experience. And so our user interface is basically how they get to see and navigate from my website. When they go there, they'll see everything that I'm representing. And I'm telling them a story. And I'm also showing them what we do and how we do it and why we do it. And so that leaves them no things to say they don't understand, they don't get it, they got it. So when you're doing your marketing campaigns, the bounce rates of people going to your website and not doing anything, or abandoning carts, I hear a lot of that too. You guys are asked that question about, hey, what about if I have an abandoned cart? Well, if you automated that in your back office of your website, you could have sent out another email reply to help them complete the cart and complete the transaction that they abandoned. Obviously, it had to have been something for them to leave it alone, or they was too busy, or something may have come up, or anything of those scenarios. You want to kind of go back and follow up. The fortune is always, ladies and gentlemen, in the follow-up. The fortune is always in the follow-up. So you want to follow up with everybody who goes to visit your website. And cool thing about your website, it's a database. It keeps record of everybody who filled out the form, who made a purchase, and so forth. So you have no excuse to grow. None. But there is a format, there is a formula, there is a pattern that you have to follow. And once you master that for your business in the industry that you're in, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be on point. And that's the level that you want to make sure that everybody gets, and making sure that your site mapping is good. Google loves maps. Google is a map-oriented business. As $1 trillion company in California, Google, they master maps. I can navigate, map everything I need to do to get to where I need to go. Location of your brick and mortar location, anything that you want them to go. If you have an event somewhere, you can site map it and basically get people to go there and find you, and boom, they got you. There's no reason you can say, I got lost. You didn't look at the map. You didn't see it on Google. You got your phone. No excuse. No excuse. So these are things that we have to consistently update, ladies and gentlemen, for the times that we're in today, 2025. Here we are. And part of my growth series for the rest of this year, 2025, ladies and gentlemen, is to basically educate and uplift. We have a lot of startup companies. My target market is startups. I work with churches, nonprofit organizations, and existing businesses as well. But my target market is startups. I love them because they don't know how to build yet. They're in the formulation stage. And remember the stages of business. You got your formulation stage, your concentration stage, your momentum stage, and then finally your stability stage. When you understand the stages of business, whether you're brick and mortar or online, your promotion part of the 5 P's of marketing is all about how we promote, how we represent, how we share, and what the consistency of the content that we're creating and sending out in the general public on a regular, consistent basis. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you will be able to navigate your people and where you want them to go so that it be most convenient for them. Because again, we are a society of convenience, and you make it more convenient for them, you're going to come out as a winner. And what we do with winners, we kind of continue to lift them up. We continue to ride and go with them, and you're going to have a following like never before. And use the win formula. What's important now? If it's important to do it, ladies and gentlemen, do it. If it's not, I wouldn't touch it. I guarantee you I won't. So with that, I want to thank you all for this edition of tuning into my series of growth series here at G.T.E Professional Network Podcast. This Thursday, I'm going to be sharing some more information about that. And again, my sister, LaCrystal Parker, unfortunately, she couldn't make it today, but she will be on next Tuesday to share with her Glow Up magazine, because I'm really excited about her and what she put together in this magazine. And all my magazine authors, editors, and people who are in the magazine world of media is part of media. And if you have a piece of that as authors, you're still part of media, believe it or not, as an author. Me as a poet, I'm part of it. Well, I have my YouTube channel here, and I'm part of media. But most importantly, you got to know how to utilize your media presence in representing your business, your brand, and others that's in your network with you, because you're building your network. So that way you can continue to assist and help others as you help yourself. Utilizing, again, the PHP effect, people helping people. In the communities that we serve across the country, no matter where we are. And once you have an internet presence, you're now global. Well, you're nationwide, but you also can be global. As you build locally, you want to build nationwide, and you also want to build globally. So those 3 things, you want to keep that in mind. And you want to keep in reference to points that's going to be more relevant and more meaningful and on the growth mode. Get your growth mindset together. Stay in the growth mindset. Continue to grow, continue to build, continue to learn. The more we stay focused here, ladies and gentlemen, the stronger we are, the better we are, and we can exercise it on a regular basis, and we can help as many people as we can, as who will give us permission to help them. And so with that, I want to thank you all for this edition of G.T.E Professional Network Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Ed Peterson, and until then, keep the dream, ladies and gentlemen, keep always growing your business. Y'all have a good afternoon. Take care now.